Good morning, Year 9, and welcome to this, our first virtual assembly. I want to start by saying a huge well done and thank you for following the government guidance to stay at home and in so doing protect the NHS and help to save lives. It's never been more important than it is now to follow this guidance, and I thank you for doing so. And I'd also like to say a huge well done and thank you for the way that you've engaged with your remote learning opportunities. Your teachers have been telling me how much work you've been submitting and how excited they are to be able to mark that work and send it back to you to help you to continue on your learning journey. And on their behalf and on mine, well done and thank you. The theme for my assembly today is On This Day. Clearly, it would be far too obvious for me to talk about April Fool's Day and to make some joke or to try and be musing. I think we all agree that I'm not that funny. So instead, I've decided to choose an historic incident that took place on this day, the 1st of April. And the historical event I'm looking at today is that on the 1st of April in 1918, our Royal Air Force was founded. The Royal Air Force was formed only 8 years after the first self-propelled flight was made by Wilbur Wright in 1911. Just 8 years later, there was an amalgamation of the Royal Flying Corps and the Royal Naval Air Service, and these two units together joined to make the RAF. This was a time when the First World War was just coming to an end, and as a result, we were given superiority in the air, and it allowed us to defeat our foes. The RAF, when it formed, became a separate military service and became the third military service after the Royal Navy and the British Army. When it first formed in 1918, the RAF had Sopwith Strutters, this single-seater biplane from which the pilot was able to drop bombs or fire machine guns, had a maximum speed of 103 miles per hour, faster than anybody had possibly imagined, and a game changer in the First World War. Today, our Eurofighter, the Typhoon, which came into service nearly a decade ago, has a maximum speed of 1,550 miles per hour. An incredibly fast and versatile plane that defends our skies and is often seen over Darlington when they leave the base at RAF Leeming. And it started me thinking about how technology has changed our lives. The change in technology from those first planes in the First World War to the Eurofighter we see today. How technology has supported us through all aspects of our lives and has never been more important than it is through the current unprecedented period. At the moment, like you, I'm using more technology than I have known before. Staying in touch with people via Zoom, something I didn't know existed until 10 days ago, by WhatsApp, posting messages on Facebook or Twitter, or using Instagram. And thanks to Miss Cox for her incredible videos that she's been posting to keep everybody entertained and engaged. Without those, and without the support of all the staff that have been posting messages on social media, we would feel less connected and more isolated. And it's incredible how this level of connectivity has made such a difference to the way that we're dealing with this current unprecedented period. But why do we need to stay connected? Why is it so important, especially now? Well, firstly, by being connected, whether that's through the computer, through mobile phones or tablets, allows us to reduce our level of isolation. That feeling of being alone, of taking on those pressures and those stresses ourselves. And as a result, we feel less stressed. We feel that we are sharing something in common and that we are working collectively towards a solution. I know that every day is a difficult day. I know that things are tricky. But by staying connected, by reducing your level of isolation, by reducing your stress, it's good for your mental health and well-being. Without the technologies we have today, the position we're in at the moment would be far more difficult to cope with. So what I want to say to you, and the message I want you to take away, is this. Ensure that you stay connected. Stay connected to friends and family. Stay connected to your work at school and stay engaged with it. And by doing that and following the government guidance, you'll be able to stay safe and stay well. Make sure that you are looking after yourselves, not only by being connected, but in terms of your physical well-being as well as your mental health. And make sure you're looking after your loved ones. It's important that we pull together and support each other at this time, staying connected and looking after one another day in, day out, with no excuses. I hope you're doing well, and I'm sure you are. And I just want to say, take care and stay safe.